that strip sack, literally, the strip fumble where Ohio State take it back. That literally was the game changer. I mean,
yeah, it was the game ender.
It was the game ender, 4th down right there, and one of the best momentum shifts I've seen in a while. So one of the biggest plays I've seen that changed the game. It reminded me of, you remember when the Steelers, I think it might have been in the Super Bowl,
yes,
he took back that 99-yard. It was like right before halftime.
Yes,
he like punched it and took it back. I think it was Harrison took it for 99 yards.
He was so tired at the end.
Like, oh yeah, he was so gassed. But I was like, that was one of the biggest. That defensive play down on the goal line that you take back the other way is like the whole game just flipped. Like it's over.
I mean, it's a shot to the heart. Like it's right there on the doorstep, and then they take it the other way.
And there's nothing you can do about it. So, but 2 great games. What did you think? What were your? I know you had some thoughts on Ohio State.
I'm ready to go on. Texas losing, that gives me great joy.
Same.
As I'm sure it does you, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And for me, there were 3 plays that were the difference in the game. Mm-hmm. So, and the problem was not Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers, I think, actually played a really good game.
Yeah.
It was back and forth. He led his team well. The problem was the coaching. Like, how do you give up a screen pass when they late in the first half with like less than 20 seconds to go? They either are going to go kind of a deep out to try to get out of bounds, or if they have timeouts, they're going to try something deep across the middle, or they're going to go screen. It's the same 3 plays, basically, no matter what.
Yeah.
And they got beat on the screen, and the blockers didn't have anyone to block for the first 10 yards. It seemed like they were like looking around and so that was crazy to me that they defensively gave that up, because it was a tight game up to that point. Then the second big play, the second one was when they got down at the end and 1st and goal, of course they get stuffed. And that's fine. But 2nd and goal is where I want to talk about. So 2nd and goal, they run the wide pitch. Here's the problem. Look how many blockers you have for Texas.
Yeah. 4 on 5.
I pulled this off of Bob Sturm's Substack, so I just want to give credit. 4 blockers blocking 5 defenders. That's a huge math problem. And so then you pitch it out wide and he loses 7 yards.
Right.
Like, what do you, like, you need to call timeout there, but what really, what got me on that.
Change it to an ice, like up the middle.
Yeah, change the play. And that could be on the quarterback too, change the play, so on. But what I wanted to show you was this earlier in the game. This is the play about Arch Manning. So earlier in the game, 4th down and 1, a tight end runs, goes back, goes under center, Hut. They actually snap it through his legs to Arch. Arch runs around the end. 1st down, gain of 8. No big deal. Easy 1st down. This is what Florida did with Tebow in his freshman year. Whenever it was 4th down and 1, they needed a yard. Get your big running quarterback in there, and you have an extra blocker. So it doesn't matter if they know it's coming. But why don't you run Arch Manning, kind of like Urban Meyer did with Tebow in his freshman year? You had Chris Leak passing the ball, who was a fine college quarterback, just like Quinn Ewers. Incredible. And on short yardage, man, let the guy run. You know, he can pass, but we all know it's running. He's big enough. He's going to get in. That for me is coaching, revived them to a powerhouse program, but coaching lost them the game this week.
I think that you're right on that. And that was also the commentators were saying that down at the, in the red zone. They're like, because first play, I can't remember exactly the sequence. They ran it up the middle. They got stuffed. Then they did that pitch to the outside. Lost 5 yards. And then the next play was the fumble, I believe. There's one more play in there. I just can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I can't rember. It might have been an incompletion.
Your first 2 plays, they were at the 2-yard line and then they were at the 1-yard line. And that would have been the time. Yeah, bring in Arch and just, run it up the gut again.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought he was going to get stuffed. Obviously that defense, they were stopping the running right there with Wisner, but
get the extra blocker. That's when you snap it right to the quarterback. You get the extra blocker in there. It's a number. It's a math game.
Man, Ewers, sometimes he just looks, I don't even know how to explain it. It's almost like too calm. It's like he looks like there's no urgency almost. Like he's great, but there's this couple plays you're like, man, like spaz out a little bit or
do something.
Yeah, make your whatever. But they lost and I'm happy. And I think